On this week's episode of the Superhero Show, we'll find out if Cassie and the boys can say goodbye to the Flash without shedding a tear, if Cassie and the boys can say goodbye to the Arrowverse without shedding a tear, and if Cassie and the boys can say hello to American-born Chinese without shedding a tear. All of that and more on an all-new episode of the Superhero Show. What's up, nerds? Welcome to the Superhero Show, the only show on the internet that reviews every single live-action television show based on a comic book, as well as some of the animated ones. My name is Cassie, and I will be the host for this episode. I brought my friends along to help me out. First of all, there's Ryan.
Oh, my God. Cassie, you caught me halfway through my bite. I'm eating a kale salad.
You're always just such a clean eater, and I admire you for that.
Oh, no, Cassie, I'm going to have this body without eating unhealthy. I'm eating kale right now. Thank you.
Yeah, because your body is a temple.
Thank you.
And I don't know if we've talked about it enough, but for those who can't tell from Ryan's voice, Ryan's fucking shredded.
Well, I have the voice of a shredded person. I also have the body of a shredded person.
Yeah.
So that does work out.
And the mentality of Shredder?
Yeah, I like to call it a super Shredder, as if you threw some mutagen at Shredder, and then he became somebody that could only be taken out by knocking a pier on top of him. He died because of peer pressure.
Oh, thank you for bringing it home for me. I really appreciate it. I also have my good friend Mike here.
I really enjoyed that.
You, the people didn't know, Mike stood up and gave a slow clap to that one.
Clap,
He was trying.
Salute. All 21 guns shot off silently.
Mike's wiener is out. He's doing the helicopter thing.
That's what I call
Flipping
it.
around like crazy.
He's just like, that's my friend.
Yeah, that's my friend. Spin the dough 21 times. Helicopter away.
Mike, I'm so sorry, but your friend Ryan was lost in the war. Here's a folded flag. Now, if you could please give the 21 dode spin at the funeral in front of his mother.
Listen, this isn't. I don't have power of like will and testament here, but can we put this in your will that Mike has to do this? If
he has to spin his wiener in front of my mother at my funeral.
Yeah,
she
I think
would love it.
All right, that's fucked up because my mom got drunk one time and said Mike was cute. This is fucked
Well,
up.
and then
What?
she got drunker a different time and went, I bet you can spin that dick real good. And I was like, what? And I was horrified, but then I went home and I was like, can I? And learn.
he found a new talent that day.
Well, that's how she motivates you, my mother. My funeral, the only thing I want is for everyone to hand somebody else a folded flag. I want everyone to, I don't care what the flag is, just everyone, hand everyone else a flag.
Eventually we all look at each other and dump all the flags into the grave. And so it's just like, coffin, 5 feet of flags, 1 foot of dirt.
Or just hold up the flags, everybody at the same time, and it just spells out Nickelback.
God, true hero. We also have Caitlin here.
Hi. Yeah. I wasn't given a flag. So I did make my own, and it's a pirate flag. But it's not like a cool pirate flag. It's all pink. And it's shredded.
It's a cool pirate flag. I like the pink. The problem is that both eyes have eye patches on your flag.
Yeah.
You just blind
Well, that's-
pirates.
Yeah.
Probably why
I think
it's
that,
shredded.
and it's also not cool because it's actually super hot because it's on fire too.
Oh, yeah, that is true.
Sorry, that was the uncool part.
That's pretty radical, though.
It's radical as hell.
Radical, bro.
I've seen some radical things in my life. That's fucking radical.
That's fucking radical. Caitlin, what do you want to happen at your funeral?
I would like everyone to bring a hamster, and
No, that's terrible for the hamsters.
I want them to adopt a hamster from a rescue.
Uh-huh.
And then throw them into the pit.
Caitlin, like the pharaohs of old, will be buried with the thing she loves the most. Stinky
And then they will have a
hamsters.
place to live within my eyes.
I guess
Yes, that would make me happy.
Caitlin is the blind pirate we've always known.
That's why it
That's
has
why-
2 eye patches. For
Put
each little
fucking
hamster.
hamsters in your eyes. That's better than what Richard Gere's doing,
Richard
though.
Gere, my face, please.
I was wondering how long it would take.
Yeah,
you guys
that took
to
a
get
long
there.
time, right?
Oof.
Who is it? What's his? I need
We
to
don't
know.
need to know.
Oh, it's, all right.
It's okay. What we do need to know is what's happening for this episode, you guys, because it's a big one. Later up in the pull list, we're going to be talking about Riverdale, Fear the Walking Dead, Sweet Tooth, Superman, American Born Chinese. For the main event, we're going to be talking about the finale of The Flash, you guys.
Oh my
Just
god.
the season finale, though, right, Cassie? Just a season finale?
Just for sure. Don't worry,
No,
it'll always be
he's
here
coming
with
back.
you.
He's running back fast.
Yeah, you can't. He'll never stop running. He'll always be here for your heart. But before we get that, we are going to go to a cast spin. We are back for this bullpen cast spin. I don't remember what I called it. It also has nothing to do with me because this is a full Ryan segment. Ryan, take it away. It's all yours.
Oh, shit. Cassie, hello. Guys, we're about to get to the Flash finale, series finale. And I feel like that the CW being bought and canceling everything and saying that this is the end of the Arrowverse sort of marks the end of the Arrowverse.
What?
That makes
Yeah.
sense.
Crazy.
I'm going to start with you, Mike. What, not just to this podcast, but to your life, what does the Arrowverse mean?
I have spent more hours with Greg Berlanti and co. and all their creations than with some of my quote-unquote closest friends.
All 10 of them.
I would get up early as if I were a child on a work day to watch Arrowverse shows before work. Numerous times has my wife walked past the living room and I'm crying because of the Arrowverse. It is a annoyingly big part of my last 10 years, 12 years, however. And on top of that, the superhero show would not have lasted if it were not for the Arrowverse.
I mean, yeah, like it sort of helped create it. If there was no superhero show, how many Arrowverse episodes would you have watched?
Oh, that's good because would I have gone back to Legends? A notoriously terrible first season. Arrow was my boy before the show. So I was all in on that. And so yeah, less. I'd say less, but yeah, a lot of all of Arrow, a lot of the Flash, and maybe if the world was like, there's a thing called Bebo, I'd get sucked back in, but infinitely less.
Do you remember how many episodes of Arrow or how many seasons aired before this podcast began?
I believe 1, maybe 2.
One, maybe
No,
two.
2 because you didn't know who Slade Wilson was for a while.
All right.
Oh, you fucking
No.
idiot.
Settle fucking down,
I
dude.
was being a dick. I just-
No. I've never been more insulted in my entire life.
The reason we looked at each other and went, fuck getting our college degrees, fuck having families early, at a normal time in life. There was Arrow was on, The Walking Dead was on, and then Gotham and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we went,
Those are the
the
four.
people need us.
Now more than ever.
We were the sort of superheroes of the podcast world.
That we were.
Cassie and Caitlin, you guys came onto the show later, once the Arrowverse was fully entrenched into our lives. Had you watched any Arrowverse before you came on to the podcast?
Yes. I watched, I think, 2 seasons of The Flash, like the good seasons of The Flash. I really, really like The Flash. Arrow was always one that I wanted to get into, but I never really watched.
Too dark and brooding.
No, it was after, I think, Supernatural, or it was before Supernatural. And so we always caught the tail end of it. Mm-hmm. But I was like, oh, this show looked like it could be good. And then I never watched it.
It's the same for me. I was super into the first season of The Flash, obviously really good. I think I watched the second and then probably dipped out. And then Arrow, I just never, it was just like, that was pure CW to me from the commercials. Cause
When he salmon ladders that first episode,
he was always shirtless. And I was like, I see what they're doing. I don't need to watch it. But
What?
Okay, that's why I wanted to watch it. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
salmon ladder into my heart.
I just didn't want to see it every episode, I didn't know. It seemed like every episode he was out there salmon laddering it up. And I was like, this is a bit
Well, it's
much.
not an activity you can do every once in a while and still be good at it, Cassie. You have to do it daily.
Guys, at multiple points in this segment, Mike is going to claim that he can salmon ladder. Just be like, okay, Mike.
Right now. On air.
Did it seem too daunting? Like a lot of times when Mike and I talk about these shows, we also talk about comic books and about how you're never caught up. You know, like you're always going to be in the middle of some story and you just have to jump in and go. Is that what Arrow seemed like back then? It's just like there's so much lore.
Yeah. There's just so much lore. And also, like, Arrowverse, it just seems like a thing now, like, when you throw out multiverse. It's just something you could throw out there to be, like, encompassing all this stuff that, like, you don't fully, like, it won't have an explanation. Like, it's just in the Arrowverse, you know? You're just like, okay, cool.
And so the show started, and then you guys started listening to Superhero Show religiously.
Yes, big fans.
And, like, did that sort of entice you into watching more CW shows?
No, because we were on the later parts, Ryan, and I don't know if you've seen later CW shows and how they be doing now, but not all of them. Legends was always a good time.
When you guys came to work, or you did your research for work, was the CW, was the Arrowverse a good part of it or a bad part of it?
I think by that point, we were just too late in the game, and it was just kind of this thing that we knew you guys loved, and we didn't have enough lore connection to it to, like...
And I mean, even saying the word love is complicated.
I think it was always fun, all the CW shows, because you guys loved it, and we would watch it, and we knew that there was, like... Well, it was more fun because you guys liked it a lot, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that deep lore because I didn't watch the first, like, 6 seasons of Arrow or whatever it was. But you guys did, and you got, like, when they did that thing, it was like, oh, that's good. I can't think of one thing.
I buy from Cassie that it's too deep. There's no way she can catch up.
Oh, hell yeah.
But fucking Caitlin, who had heard of the show Smallville, watched a couple because of us, and then became part of her goddamn identity and wedding.
Yes. Yeah.
She definitely could have done it.
Again, yeah, I see your passion, and I'm like, hell yeah, I'll raise that.
What do you have? More passion than me? Fuck you.
Nah.
For long.
Oh, Smallville? Would you count Smallville as Arrowverse?
No.
At the beginning of? No?
We're going to go through the actual...
All right. I was like, I have something to talk about then.
I can contribute. Thank you.
We'll go through the history, but Smallville was not part of it. Smallville was
First?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's calm down on the importance of Smallville.
Let me just sip my
But I want to talk about the importance of Arrow on TV. I mean, is there an MCU without the collectiveness of this? Is there has anything ever been done in the history of television like this?
No, I think MCU started probably before, and so I think it helped. Like, I think that a lot of things wouldn't exist without Arrow and the Arrowverse, but
there's a Chicago Fire, a Chicago Police, a Chicago.
So that happened, and somebody went, "What if we made it with cool things, not just a stupid, stinky city that nobody cares about?"
You hate Chicago.
It sucks, man. Put ketchup on your hot dogs, you fucking babies.
Also, why is there
gross.
always so much smoke coming
What's
out of your
wrong with you?
sewers?
Yeah, why is your stinky sewers so smoky?
Because the turtles. The turtles are under there, Mike, obviously.
But yeah,
As a TV experiment, is this is Greg Berlanti just in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, I think so successful. Sure, like it got bloated. It went on for too long. But like from Arrow episode 1, where it's just like dude, bow and arrow stuck in an island, to Crisis on Infinite Earths, we got a live action, pretty well executed, super low budget Crisis on Infinite Earths. Phenomenal and amazing. How did that happen?
But with Ezra Miller and Doom Patrol.
Yes, insane.
I mean, that's pretty nuts. I'm going to have you guys, let's play a little game here. I'm going to discount the first 2 episodes of Arrow. I believe on first 2 seasons of Arrow. I believe on this show we have covered everything after that. How many episodes of the Arrowverse is that? We'll start with you, Cassie. How many episodes?
That is 110.
110 episodes. Caitlin?
Of just the Arrow?
Of Arrowverse.
Arrowverse, so like Batwoman, like everything?
Everything.
Oh, beans. 1,005.
Mike, the answer is in between those.
Wow.
I would put it, because I think the total is almost 700. So what we have covered, my guess is like 550 or 600.
The answer is almost 700. The complete answer of Arrowverse episodes is 699.
Wow.
Make one
The
more
superhero-
special, dinguses.
The Superhero Show has covered 653 episodes of the Arrowverse.
Jesus Christ.
653.
That's 653 hours of our life.
Oh my God.
But no, we're all celebrating the Arrowverse,
this is
right?
my-
Like,
thing,
how
yeah.
many days is that? And Cassie, you're great at math. How many days is that? If there's 24 hours a day.
Hold on, let me carry the point this.
2 years.
It's like at least 4 days.
Christ.
October 10th, 2012, which is 11 years ago, Arrow
Oh my God,
debuts.
no, that's like a year ago, right?
And Mike, you are watching from day one?
Look, 12 years ago, I was still a full-grown adult. Yes, I was watching it. And in the Army, I'm sure I left a mission early so I could go home and watch it.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
arrow's on.
I'm going to leave some of these guys out here.
I'm sure I saw a trailer. And, like, because I was a Smallville freak, and Arrow came out of failed attempts at spin-offs of Smallville, yeah, I was tracking that.
Mike, last week you said that Superman and Lois is clearly better than Smallville. Is Arrow better than Smallville?
Yes. I think the highs are higher.
You now have to watch Arrow so you can weigh in on this.
Well, there is
What if
Santa
Smallville
Monica.
was just an average show that no one cares about?
I
be.
like Smallville, but yeah, right.
No one here bought a box set of it so they could watch it.
Limited edition.
Limited edition box set so they could binge watch the shit out of it faster than Hulu could show them.
Hulu's not quick enough.
It wasn't fast enough, so I bought the box set.
Caitlin spent the pandemic launching DVDs into the DVD player to see if she could land them every time.
We watched about 28 days worth of Arrowverse shows. That's
Dang.
6.
That's actually less than I thought.
Yeah, that's not that bad.
Yeah, but that's
not-
without sleeping.
Fine.
Who needs that?
That's almost that's February. You guys spit in February.
We did it in February.
2 years after Arrow debuts, The Flash debuts on the CW in October 7th, 2014. And now we have two. And I think that we have... Is the best relationship in The Flash better than Iris, better than Cisco, Arrow, and The Flash?
Yes. It's so strong that people in both of their shows, even though they see them all the time and know they should be closer, are like, well, I'm your best friend outside of Ollie. Or outside of Barry. Like, Diggle in this season of Flash, they found like one of Ollie's last bows he made before he died, and he gave it to Barry, even though Diggle is nominally his best friend. He's like, yeah, but we all know the best relationship with you.
I like Cassie said, I love the first two seasons of The Flash. It gave me all of the superhero plus OC things that I needed from a TV show. And then it just it sort of ran out.
The multiverse came in the third season, and that's where it got too fucked, and I couldn't understand.
It's so clear. Like in the 80s, when like a character got pregnant, that means that you were out of stories. And now it's like, oh, you've introduced the multiverse. You have no more
You're out.
stories.
And that was season 3 for them, and we're on 9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A year later, Supergirl comes out, and this is on CBS. I don't know if it's technically in the same world because of Crisis and whatnot, but now we have a superhero show on CBS, Mike.
And that made CBS back in the game. Who knows how long since they had their biggest hits with 2.5 Men and The Big Bang Theory. But especially early on, we were never rose tinted glasses, but we're like, this Supergirl show smacks.
Yeah.
And she was great right away.
And one of the best performances we've ever seen as far as lead performances go.
And then I can't remember if it was still on CBS or once they moved to CW. She first crossed over with The Flash, and we're like, this is fucking golden.
A year later, it's the first season of Legends of Tomorrow, a notoriously bad season that had multiple Hawk people and not really understanding that this is all a joke and stupid, and maybe we should do something else. Mike, that first season of Legends of Tomorrow, what are we doing here?
It is shocking how deadly serious they treated this. With the 2 Hawk people, 2 villains from The Flash, Rip Hunter, like a Doctor Who has-been actor. Like, it was bananas. They're like, everything is very serious. We have to save time, but time might save us first. I'm like, what? The least charismatic, those Hawk people, man. I hope they both work at a Target or something now. They should not.
You hope that at least they have a job.
I want them to have a
very
job.
nice of
I'm
them.
not a monster, but for
Right.
their sake and more viewers' sakes, I hope it's not acting.
Caitlin, 2 years after that, 60 episodes of Black Lightning. Did you watch any of those?
Yes, I think I watched. I came on the show every once in a while, and I did watch those. I think I watched the whole first season, actually, of Black Lightning.
What did you think?
I didn't love it.
No. We always talk about this thing of like, is the CW the one that should handle the drug war or gang relations or whatever? I don't know. Did Black Lightning struggle to be great? Greg once said it was as good as The Wire.
Greg was drowning on this show, and he was just grasping at anything near him. But I do think early that this first season of it showed like these are stories about adults with adult children. The CW is not just about 20-somethings that act like 16-year-olds. They weren't playing 16-year-olds, but they still acted like them. And Black Lightning was like, no, these are grown-ups with grown-up problems for a while.
It had 60 episodes. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cassie, 2 years after that, Batwoman comes out. We have 2 Batwomen.
The first one, I don't think I watched a couple. Not good. Not a good time. But this second one, I was so sad. This was when I was actually sad when it got canceled. Like, which for us, rare. But this was one that, like, me and Mike would, like, hop on this one. And it was surprised. Like, it was just like a breath of fresh air every time it came on. It was a fun time.
Is that I just clicked when we stopped getting along and why we don't like each other anymore on the show. We lost our Batwoman. That was our glue.
That was the only thing holding us together, and they took that from us.
Yeah, well, once they lost Ruby Rose, the show coalesced around Ryan Wilder and a cool new original character. And this show had Professor Pig, like it went fucking nuts, and was awesome.
So good.
All right, guys, that's the run of it. Like Superman and Lois was sort of involved. I'm sort of surprised to see Supergirl on this list because it's hard to know after all these Infinite Earths what is the crisis
she was
and what is
fully
not.
on and hung out with them a lot once they moved to CW.
Let's rank them. So, how do we want to do this? Do we want to start at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're doing like all seasons, like
Overall.
Everything
overall,
included.
like all of Arrow, all of the Flash, all of Batwoman.
I'm going to run through them one more time. Arrow, The Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, and Batwoman. Who wants to nominate the bottom?
All right, my first 2 that I'm going to throw out there. Let me know how you guys are feeling. This one might hurt. I came on later on Supergirl, so I don't know the good of Supergirl. Right now I got Supergirl and Black Lightning. I just don't know how fair Supergirl is or Black Lightning because, again, I was later adapters of these.
I think Black Lightning, you're crazy for having it be maybe the last one. Supergirl.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, Cassie's racist.
Yeah.
That's what you need to know.
I think the reason for the season, because again, we have to take the best, and those first 2 seasons were delightful, but how saggy and over the top.
I hate The Flash.
It's The
I
Flash.
fucking hate The Flash.
Is the worst show they did.
It had 2 really good seasons.
Yeah.
Of 9.
2 nights. What's the math?
Hold on, I'm doing it. No, I don't know, but I could see like The Flash was the one. Whenever we had to cover it, it was absolute dread. So
It's the only one that straight up became Power Rangers.
But I liked Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
you
like
were a
Power-
child. I did too. That wasn't supposed to be an insult. I also liked Power Rangers when I was in the 3rd grade.
I also like Teddy Ruxpin, right? That's what we're all into.
Well, he ruled. I'm still into my Teddy Ruxpin.
But I'm fine with The Flash being the bottom.
I do think it those other ones had a lot to offer. I don't know. This one has the least to offer.
And hit its formula. They all got their formulas right, but because it lasted so long, hit it the hardest and most frequently.
When Cisco will not come back for your finale, you might
I
be
was
the worst.
shocked.
He's like, nah, no, thank you.
All right, but we're thinking Black Lightning and Batwoman for the next two.
No, she said Supergirl.
Supergirl, but
Supergirl.
again,
And Black Lightning.
and Black Lightning. But I wasn't there for the beginning, so I'm not the expert.
I think it's Supergirl.
I think it's Supergirl.
Yeah.
It was one when I came on. It was also like oh no, we got to do Supergirl, and she just always gave a speech to
Yes.
solve things.
Yeah,
Like her
you really have to
formula
grab
was-
your tops, but there's a lot of bottoms.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The Flash is the worst. Okay.
So we got
Supergirl
Flash.
is second of worst. And then next up we have Black Lightning, Batwoman.
What do we do with Batwoman? Because there was 2 seasons, one garbage, one good.
That's hard.
not. That's hard because there's not a lot of like that's 50-50. So
We at least got 2 good seasons of The Flash.
yeah.
I think Batwoman is next.
Yeah, I could see it just because it didn't get its fair shot once it got good.
Because even in the season we liked, there were times where
There
like,
was- There was some duds for sure.
All right, Batwoman's next. And then Black Lightning,
yeah.
which leaves Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow.
Your 2 precious babies.
No, this is easy.
Yeah, this is easy.
Yeah, you guys do it.
Arrow is number 2.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Granddaddy
wow,
is number
yeah.
2, and even with its atrocious first season, nobody could touch Legends of Tomorrow.
It was voted our best show of all time.
Yeah.
Of the 64
Bebo was
shows
on
we
it.
had, or something. Would you say, Caitlin? I'm sorry.
Oh, because Bebo.
Yes, Bebo had a lot to. Bebo, Mac the Knife, Cisco. There's so many magical moments in that show.
Cisco the rapper, not
Cisco
Cisco
the rapper, not
Flash.
Cisco Ramon.
Song.
Barack Obama.
Barack
Remember
Obama.
protecting him? Do you remember?
From the killer gorilla, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Grodd or something like that.
Gorilla.
Yeah, protecting George Lucas
yeah.
from all of his Star Wars ideas. Yeah, it's Legends was clearly number 1.
It was always the show we said it was made for us. Like it just of course.
Yeah. If one day Cassie reveals she was one of the writers and just sat on that, I would be like, yeah, that makes sense. It was
wish.
it was so upper butt humor wise.
So Diggle U has been canceled. It's not going through. We think that one of Gotham Knights or Superman and Lois is going to be canceled. Could be both. Could be neither. But this is definitely an end of an era.
Yeah.
Like, we are going to have to find stuff to do, guys, to fill our podcast without the CW.
If you guys had to choose which one of Gotham Knights and Superman and Lois, like CW would axe. Like how would you do that?
Oh, I would choose Gotham Knights because that's wonderful. And Superman and Lois is garbage.
How would you choose?
It is like, do you want this shrimp cocktail or this dog shit dripped in goat shit?
That sounds exotic.
I really don't like shrimp, so this is hard.
All right, Ryan, are you ready? Do we just give that final ranking again and say goodbye? Is this our final goodbye to the Arrowverse?
This is it. I think that, if I remember correctly, our final ranking was Legends of Tomorrow number 1. Mm-hmm. Arrow number 2.
Yep.
Number 3 was, of
Black Lightning.
course, Black Lightning. Number 4 was
See the girl, Supergirl,
Batwoman.
Supergirl.
Batwoman. Sorry.
Batwoman. Number 5 was Supergirl. Number 6 was
The Flash.
The Flash. Is that it?
That's
Yeah,
it.
that's all, folks.
That's it. All right.
Thanks, Arrowverse.
Thank you, Arrowverse, for your time.
Diggle did get a mention in this week's Superman and Lois.
Good. I'm glad.
She's really wanting you guys to hop
I
on.
just want to let you know that it should be number 1.
She really wants to talk about it.
Lois.
We're going to get to that later on. First, let's go ahead and talk about The Flash. It is now time for the main event where we are talking about the finale of The Flash. The Flash ends with a Legion of Zoom as Eddie, aka Cobalt Blue, gathers half the evil speedsters we've met along the way. Reverse Flash, Zoom, Salvatore, and Godspeed all come back to fight Barry and company. Meanwhile, Iris is giving birth to Nora. Taste buds, I ask you this. As so many Flash finales do, the series ends with a heartfelt plea to someone's better nature. Does the repetition work as a goodbye to what works, or did this show always just have a single move?
Oh, man. Good question, Cassie.
Thank you.
Well, none of it works. Let's be clear.
I bet the first time, instead of fighting, Barry was like, hey, look into your heart. We were like, oh, shit, that's all right, Barry.
That's a fun little change up he's done there.
But that is, just like we said, Supergirl just gave a fucking speech to the world, and that somehow always won. Barry's always just like, hey, I don't know.
You don't want to do this, bro. Think about it. I was bummed because last time I was like, hey, I feel like it's the Flash, so it's got to end with a speech. And then it gave us a good fight, like at the beginning when they first met up and he gets like hopscotched across like 8 cars. I was like, rad.
That was cool. That was pretty cool.
I saw Fast X this week. The best Fast and Furious moment I had of the week was him bouncing on every car and it exploding every time he landed.
It was so cool. And I was like, damn, they're going to give us action this time. There might be like a big ass fight. But of course, the ultimate one is a plea. And I felt like a fool for not believing like for a hot minute that we would get just full fight.
Well, pre-plea, how did you like the fights between all the different... So Barry and Cobalt Blue obviously are just running around the city while all their minions fight and try to kill each other.
Which is so weird because that's the way that you and I fight, Mike. Like when we get into an argument, we just run. We just run next to each other.
Run, Barry, run.
After 5 steps, we're so tired we forgot what we're fighting about.
And then we just lay on the ground and slap each other.
All of them, like, they were kind of a bummer too because I just know like Godspeed was such a hard one for them to beat, and this motherfucker was done for in like 40 seconds.
Oh, all of them were hilariously beatable.
That's what was so crazy because this was part 4 of the finale, and I was like, we're just getting to this fight right now. This is something that could have been drawn out these whole 4 like part series, and I feel like that would have worked because they are just like, we've spent whole seasons with these people. We know who they are. They are they're crazy good, but they were just like stomped out so quickly.
And some of them looked cool. One of them that didn't was what is Joe's fiance's name?
Cecilia.
Empath Cecile. Her just like going like
that was the roughest one.
Like just like throwing her hands up, and the guy was like, "Ow, stop it!"
If she had been around in the Godspeed season, maybe he wouldn't have lasted 24 episodes killing everybody in town.
It reminded me of a video game where like you beat these big people, and then in the last level that you're at, all of them are here, and they're easy now.
Yeah,
but you're also stronger and everything. But
it was too strong, too developed.
Yeah.
It made all of these things like I know it was like, look, we've brought back all of our big bads. This is a big moment, but it felt like all the other ones were so like it disqualified all the past seasons because I was like, well, fuck, like legit.
Well, fuck.
We spent 24 episodes trying to defeat this one insanely bad guy, and you did it in this little time now.
And that's supposed to make us happy, right? Like, proud and like stoked, and just didn't.
I think 2 moments I enjoyed in the early Flash was when they all meet in the Hell House. I know it's supposed to be the negative force, but they're meeting in the Hell House, and each bad speeder's like, but I'm the worst speeder.
Oh, I'm worse than you are.
What they all
I'll
agree
fucking
on,
kill cops all day.
What they all agree on is Zoom sucks. Zoom's they all decided fuck that guy. I really enjoyed that. And then a moment that got me, I'm not a Nora fan, but Savitar recreates how he was going to kill Iris, and I was like, oh, fuck, she died. And then Barry's supposed to teach her. She straight up stabs this guy and kills him. And I'm like, we're not going to deal with that. She murdered somebody? I thought Flash was not a
totally fine.
Nope.
He's like a Reptar type dude, so like, it's fine.
Also, do you guys understand how she didn't die? Was that a pre-established thing?
Did you see like she little wavy out? She wavy out.
She little shaky. But it's still.
I didn't know if that was like a hologram version of her or if she.
It was, how they can phase through things. She let the blade phase through her and stay phased through her for a long time. I was like, if it would have phased through and like she would have like moved forward or something,
right.
it would have sold it more. But I was like, nah, girl, you started phasing mid stab.
Nah, girl.
Nah, girl.
Nah, girl, do it. to me, it's all about that first scene of these 4 big-dicked, big-balled bravado flashes in the same room of like, you better watch your mouth or I'll fucking flash you to death so fucking flashy fast. It was so good. And just
I'm going to run faster than all of you. No, I'm going to run faster. It's like, yeah.
Do you think you're the biggest or the fastest human? And then somebody else would appear and be like, I'm the fastest human. How about this shit? That's the show.
Yes.
And it was like also a 7th grade locker room.
Yeah. It also gave me, like, the whole time we were in the house, I was like, which one's going to be coming down those stairs? Who's the most dramatic bitch?
Yeah.
And of course.
You know who it is.
It was our boy. Ed himself.
The first Flash that we're introduced to there, who opens it up and is just, like, screaming, possibly the worst actor.
And so, like, makes Thawne, what's his name, Eddie, look like Laurence Olivier.
That's what, last week we really dunked on him, and I was like, fuck, this guy's somehow worse.
And he's so hilariously evil. He's like, oh, what are you, cops? I'm going to kill, I enjoy killing cops. He's just so bad.
Yeah.
Hunter Zolomon, a.k.a. Zoom. And then I like that Wells, who's not Wells, Reverse Flash, he's like, oh, I'm going to pretend to be their teammate, and then I'm going to hurt him. Where'd you get that from? I did that first. Like, they're just so petty at each other.
But they're really dunking on the
writers
of The Flash. Because we've seen this a billion times, The Flash.
Yeah. We do get, so, like, because these fights are done so quickly, it does leave, like, half the show of just good feel times. Let's wrap it up. Say goodbye to everyone. I know these moments are we either love them or we hate them. How did you guys like these?
Well, my first thought was like, why do we have any of this big bad battle? Right? Like, this is the last episode. So, like, I do not care about the former villains. I do not care about Eddie Thawne trying to do this. Like, this is our last chance for relationships to arc. So that's all we should be doing. And so this is the only part of the show that I liked is when Joe's proposing to Cecile, I'm in.
It was
Look,
adorable.
I'm in. Yeah.
This is like the best she's been because she's been trash for the last few episodes.
Yeah.
But her like stopping him and grabbing a pillow and like the
Come
way
on,
they
'cause
made
you're
fun
so
of each other
old.
was lived in.
Because your knees will literally break if you don't.
That's the show we want to see, right? Because
Yes.
like we've been here for this entire Cecile Joe relationship. So like this is the arc. This is the final arc that we want to see.
And them, all of them being like, it's weird that Nora is holding Nora. Like, and they're like, fuck that. Like, we'll figure that time.
Yeah.
Like, that worked for me. And it doesn't all work because we have to spend time with Chillblaine in the last episode.
Fucking
No, thank you.
Chill Blaine gets his moment, and I'm like, fucking nobody cares about Chill motherfucking
Yeah, but his
Blaine.
moment was like, hey, Flash, I don't know if you do that. And Flash is like, fuck you, I'll do what I want. And he was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. That was Chillblaine's moment, and that's fine. But like when Joe proposed to Cecile, there was like people in the background that I've never seen before, and they're like,
Yep.
oh, isn't this adorable?
Yeah.
Don't you love it? Oh my god, this is so touching.
Two
So
of the
sweet.
catering crew just on set. Because I went through and I was just like, I recognize everybody but these two in the back by the food, and I think they forgot what their job was.
They thought it was crafty and just came
Yeah.
on over. And
We're getting double paychecks today.
I'm gonna get this paycheck today, and then sweet paychecks from the Actors Guild for the rest of my life.
Residuals, baby.
But yeah, we had like, it was just a weird dynamic because Iris was giving birth to Nora.
Yeah.
During this. So we had like all these battles happening, and then still the Flash was like, hey, I gotta get to my wife giving birth. And I was like, you're throwing a lot at us here.
Yeah, time out. I have to be there. Also, if your wife was about to give birth to Nora and you knew that when she got older she was going to act like that, wouldn't you just say late-term abortion? I don't want that.
They also had like, he defeats him and he makes it like right in time for the birth. And the nurse is so casual, just like, oh, Dad, right on time. Where normally I feel like the nurse is like, this fucking piece of shit came in
You're
last
in a bar
minute.
with your buddies.
Cigar and brandy in his hands.
They're just like, oh, is it time? Okay, cool.
Is it time? But Eddie Thawne gave him that.
Yeah.
Eddie was like, I'm going to kill you. And he's like, no, but my baby's being born. He's like, you and I will never see eye to eye. It's like, yes, no shit. It's fine. Yes, I know that. We will never see eye to eye. Go on, get out of here. You scamp. You fucking baby having scamp. Get out of here.
There was last week so many close-ups on the rose. The rose still coming back. Guys.
Last week, did we figure out what the rose meant?
Absolutely not.
The blue roses.
It's vagina, right?
It's birth.
Well, that and that. If you look at the middle of a rose, you can put your penis right in there.
Have you ever thought about that, Mike?
That's all
It's
I
not-
think about.
It's not thorny up top.
Mike, where are you going? Mike
I
is gone.
just got
Makes
Georgia
sense.
O'Keeffe, guys.
He just put a hamster up his butt too. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm not
That
a
was
pervert. I'm
when-
just gonna fuck a flower without a hamster in my butt.
Yeah.
So glad
What?
I didn't cut you off so you could say that full sentence.
So the
best
rose, is
hosting.
that the purple crystal that Eddie cracked when he's like, "Yeah, I'm done."
I know, but like,
different.
why is it done like an indie movie from the late 90s? Roses.
It was an intern or somebody
It felt
just
like
graduated and
An
they were like,
Evanescence like music video.
Hey, Flash, love the last episode. It felt like an Evanescence video. Why don't you deal with that thing I just said?
spiraling?
at the very end we do have
Oh, shit.
yeah, the Flash gives this monologue of like, I got confused. Like, he's essentially like,
I'm so confused.
I can't have all this power, or like, I need to spread this
He's
power.
just quoting Kanye West. How can one man have all this power?
And he just throws it up to the sky, and it somehow finds all these people, but he still has some power?
He
Question
didn't
mark?
give it all up. Somebody realized, guys, there's 3 speedsters because there's 90 years of DC comics. We've already met 160 speedsters, but there's somehow 3 we never brought up. Let's just knock them out in the last minute of this show.
Boom, boom, boom. But like, are they waiting for spinoffs or like?
That's their like, maybe.
I've heard of Max Mercury.
That was the one I know. And he's
But then
from like the 50s.
Right. So like some old school Flash. So he throws lightning up in the air, and it lands on 3 other people.
He eats it so hard. He jizzes so hard in the air. His little lightning bolt.
And like, I don't know. I just don't know, you guys.
You don't know if it's
Just
good.
don't.
It's not.
I just don't
That
know.
part I feel like was very bad how it told the story. Like
Yes.
I was so confused. Like I watched it twice actually. And both times still I was like, is he powerless now?
Like, was there any of those when you saw them get their power and we got, let's say, 5 seconds with these? Was there any of them that you were like, I would like to see their story? Or
Well,
something
no,
continued
of
with
course
them?
not, Cassie. And
Like, I
then the
don't
other thing
think
was
why
like,
they do it.
they weren't like, oh, now I have power. They were like, huh, that was weird. Anyway,
They
It's like
just
they
not,
got static electricity or something. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't even see it go into them. We just saw them look at clouds.
They could have farted. For all we know.
Like, literally, they just saw clouds with red lightning and were like, I know what this means. And I was like, how the fuck do you know what this means?
it was not a good ending.
But we do have at least one cute, like, family moment with the proposal. I think that was the moment that was, like, the most joyful for me.
That was it. Was that more joyful than Chester P. Runk getting powers for some reason?
Black hole
Black
powers.
hole powers.
And like all black people must have a
Black lightning, black
yeah,
hole.
Black hole. What the fuck?
we all know Allegra's explored his black hole.
Oh no.
But also, like, and I know we were in and out when he was first introduced, but I thought he had powers and, like, got rid of them
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Got rid of them. Why?
because he was, like, destroying the city in a coma. And so,
Oh jeez.
but this is me, like, trying to piece together his introduction from
Like
their
maybe this happened in the show that I maybe
Yeah.
watched.
Isn't that why
guessing.
he says he has his black hole powers? Because he is at one time he had the
Yeah.
powers but like didn't, so then now black holeness
But he
is
didn't realize
within
he
his
had-
DNA.
powers still. Yeah, but
Yeah.
not just that, but that he goes, "You mean I'm a chunk?" And him and Allegra just like say, that is. I know we're not there yet, but that is my moment of the week. Is them just going chunk, 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 dancing. Because It's hilariously bad.
There was a couple moments where, like, God, we all had hope, I'm assuming, that he would die.
Thrawn got so close to killing him.
His fucking death scene and the way he turned his head, but, like, only half-ass turned it, and then, like, just essentially pushed his tongue out to the side and was like, I'm dead now. Like when a child acts dead, I was like, fucking A.
What was weird, he stuck his tongue out to the side, and then he also drew X's on his eyes. Like, why would he draw that?
He was trying to trick Thawne.
But there was that moment I was like, oh, dang, is he going to die? Of course he's not. But there was also a moment when Barry is going against, is it Thawne?
Eddie
One of the
Thawne.
guys.
There's a couple Thawnes, which is confusing.
That's confusing, but OG Thawne.
Daddy Thawne.
Daddy Thawne. And he like...
Welcome to Daddy Thawne. All right, daddies, come on out. Your audience is waiting. You're at Daddy Thawne 2023.
Daddy Thawne gets a good punch on him, and he spits blood out on the wall. And at first I thought he like slit his throat, and I was like, oh shit, we're killing the Flash. But absolutely not. No, we're not.
Oh, that was Eddie. Eddie
Yeah.
did that,
Eddie,
didn't he?
Yeah, Baby Thawne did it.
Baby Thawne.
Oh, not Daddy Thawne.
Can we have real quick these moments of the week? Mike's girlfriend, Danielle Panabaker's portrayal of this flower person.
Keon.
Holy shit. When she got dead and the other one came back, that's my moment of the week.
Yes.
What
You remembered how to act somehow.
Keon to Caitlin.
the words that come out of Keon's mouth are fucking insane. They're out of a 7th grader's journal, and I hated every second she was on screen.
Yeah. She was the worst.
Let's go ahead and go to moments of the week. What was your moment of the week, Ryan?
I mean, every car Barry hit exploded.
So
Cassie,
rad.
what am I supposed to pick?
It was so good. It gave me so much hope.
It was
right
better
at
than Fast X.
It was, I was like, fuck, they're going all out on this one. And
Yeah.
then immediately dropped. They were like, that was our whole budget.
No, that was it, but it was worth it.
It was-
Every car exploded.
And it wasn't just like 3 cars. It was a lot of cars that he hopscotched over, and every single one exploded. So good.
It's like Smallville all over again.
Mike, what was your moment of the week?
I think it's Zoom who is like, I forget, 2 people are chasing him. He's like, but can you deal with this? And like, just like runs in a square in a tunnel.
Yeah.
And the 2 heroes
yeah.
just stop and stare
They
at him.
just stand there.
It's Keon and Chillblaine, and they just stare at him like, what is he doing? And he does not do anything that cool because Keon's just like, yeah, I can handle it. Sucks the lightning out of him. And she's like, why did you do that?
So much fucking build up to it. Like, we spent so much time, like, cut back scenes of it going, and he's still in a square, and I was like, this is gonna be something crazy. And literally sticks her hand out, takes all of his power, and I was like, well, what was the point?
All of them, like you have the speediest speedsters in history, and all of them got handled.
All of them.
Yeah.
Caitlin, what was your moment of the week?
It's when we have all of our speedsters in the Speed Force area house, and there's Daddy Thawne. He says to the one person in white, and he says, never wear white after Memorial Day, which is
Labor
hilarious.
Day, yeah.
But he said Memorial Day, I thought, though.
No, he says
'Cause
Labor Day.
He does? Is that Labor Day? Is that the holiday that's like right now?
No,
This one's Memorial.
Ah, beans. Maybe that's why I mixed it up. I was like, you're a couple days early. Damn,
So
guys.
your moment of the week was one that didn't, in your mind, was a good.
Damn. Yeah.
Moment of the week.
That was fun.
That was good.
There was also a moment when Iris was like about to have a baby, and she's like, "Run, Barry, run!" Said it so clearly, and then went back into labor.
Barry, I have 3 words for you. Run, Barry.
Yeah.
Shit. Run. That's 3, right? I have that. Those are 3.
I have 3 words. Yep, that was good.
They got it in for the last episode.
But Caitlin's right about the whole house. Like, that's a reality show.
That was fun.
4 speedsters picked to live in a house.
It was just the right amount of dumb that I
All
was like,
four-
"This is good."
All 4 of them the entire time are like, you say one more word. What? You say one more word.
Bro.
I will totally take it down. Who put me here? Who put me? Tell me. Did you put me here?
How did I get here?
Bro, tell me. How did I get here?
bro?
And I was here. How that fucking happened?
I was fighting the Flash, and then all of a sudden, I'm here.
Bro, was that you? Because I'm faster than you. No, you're not faster than me. I'm faster than you. Bro, I'm faster than you.
Don't we hate the Flash? Yeah.
Let's all fucking chill on that.
Well, you guys, the Flash is done for.
And the Arrowverse is done for.
Woo, it's all
It's
wrapped
all
up.
done.
Rest in power.
Rest in power, my kings. That is that. It's all the time we have to talk about the Flash and the Arrowverse. I do have time to talk about a website, though, Mike, because I know you've been working on one. Go ahead and drop a website idea. Share it with the people.
ChantillyLane.com.
Okay, I like the ring of it. Tell me about this website.
It seems sexy.
Yeah, like I'm intrigued already.
It's like a color in the Colorado book.
But like, I don't know if it's...
What? Oh, beans. Tell us what you were trying to say there.
trying to say Crayola.
Oh, the Crayola crayon box?
That is... There's no way. There's no way I would have guessed that. Well...
They have like
Mike, we're getting paid for this.
cerulean. What was your word, Mike?
Chantilly Lane.
Cerulean.
I guess that makes sense.
I don't even
Yeah.
remember what my company was about anymore.
It simply doesn't matter. Off the website alone, people are going to go to it. Just go there. They're going to, it's a treat for whatever you guys create. And I say you guys because I'm sending you over to my friends, cybersprout.net. That's because they offer premium hosting that's specifically built for WordPress. They'll handle security, which I can only assume Chantilly Lane will need a bunch
It
of.
needs it. Because you know what?
Maintenance.
There's a bunch of towns attacking it.
Not with Cybersprout. Don't even
Attacking
worry.
it.
You gotta look out for the Crayola box.
They're all going to be wanting that domain so hard. So they focus on collaboration. They get it. They know what the website's about, and they're here for it. They also got templates if you want to get in there and make your own website. That's cybersprout.net, your partner for a digital world. Coming up next, it's the pull list. We are back for the pull list where we talk about all the other shows we watched this week. First show starting it off is Riverdale.
This week's episode of Riverdale focuses on the girls, or as I call it, it's bitch boss, girl boss, hashtag female girl boss, bitchy boss tag, hashtag.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
Betty is getting evaluated for being too horny.
Oh.
Meanwhile, Veronica is trying to get people into her theater and has no choice but to pull a Joe Dante's matinee. Taste buds, I ask you this. You ever seen Joe Dante's matinee?
No.
So many times. Joe and Dante
He's my favorite.
for a matinee.
All right, girls,
Insane.
I know that I was hoping Mike saw it.
Is that a movie he did?
All right, so Matinee is a movie about, yes, Joe Dante directed, where you do other stuff. Like you shock the audience when there's a scare, or you bring the monsters in when the monster comes in. No?
For sure.
This is what Veronica does. And it's awesome. And guys, as lewd and disgusting as all of the Betty stuff is about like investigating why is she so horny, I like the Veronica stuff about like she's just trying to run a theater. She's playing sim theater and she's bringing in monsters into her theater, and it's kind of awesome.
That's honestly a fun time. Like I would go to that today if somebody had that.
Bring it back.
That-
Shrek 4D.
Yeah.
If you went to Fast X and then at the end there was a big Vin Diesel that came out and like scared you.
I would fucking.
No, he had to come out and give you Coronas because you're family now.
Yes. Or Olive Garden.
No, yeah, breadsticks.
We can all do word association. We all got this.
So Veronica's starting a theater and Betty's just living out a Red Shoe Diaries episode.
Yes, she is horny as fuck, and the
Doesn't know
school
why.
psychiatrist found out about it, and he's trying to read Lolita to try and figure her out. Do you guys know how old Lolita was in the book Lolita?
No. I'm assuming young?
The male was in his 50s. He was a college professor. She was 12.
Oh, that was younger than I thought.
Yeah.
Terrible. Gross. Hate it. What's Jughead up to?
Jughead is still recovering from the death of Ray Bradbury.
Ray Bradbury.
It hit us all, didn't it? Let's go to moment of the week.
My moment of the week is, of course, Betty is asked how often does she think about sex, and then she goes into a fucking fantasy crazy thing where she makes out with Archie in her mind, Jughead in her mind, Reggie in her mind. What's the bully's name? Oh, that's Reggie. Reggie in her mind. And then Veronica in her mind. And then she walks into a classroom with one of those volcanoes that explodes, and then she just watches it explode everywhere. But, Cassie, what they didn't do is just have her make out with that volcano. That would have been the perfect episode.
And if any show would do it, it would be Riverdale. How dare they not give us that? Well,
there's a
Riverdale.
blooper.
She made a choice on her own, and she was like, you know what, guys? Watch this take. I'm going to make out with this. Riverdale's Wednesdays on the CW. Our next show is Sweet Tooth.
In the 6th and 7th episodes of Sweet Tooth, the battle is on. In a genuinely thrilling attack, at least for TV, Jeopard and Amy enlist the help of some mercs in order to save the kids from the zoo. From there, we head to Yellowstone, and things are perfect for upwards of 10 seconds. Ultimately, Amy has the sick, Gus's mom isn't coming, and the plan to have the animal army kill Abbott does not go well. Now they're on their way. Taste buds, I ask you this. With one episode left, how did the second season do with story pacing? Was this another example of a show that had 4 episodes too many?
No, I was surprised that it ends next week. I was in. Sing being like a truly gray character. You understand why he's doing what he's doing, even if it's despicable. The stuff with him and his wife, I loved the whole time. I mean, Abbott still sucks, but Jeopard and Amy.
Abbott's 2-dimensional. Addie's 3-dimensional.
Yes, and even Johnny, little Johnny boy, grew on me. Abbott's brother.
The person with the mullet.
I was bummed that we are only getting 8 episodes of this season.
Yeah.
This show is so sad, and like it's hard to watch sometimes, but you just can't stop watching it because you're like, I don't know, I've watched too many episodes and I need to know how this is going to end. It's just so sad.
I thought I was going to quit for sure.
Really?
I was like, yeah,
this
1 or 2
season,
episodes.
or?
Yeah, into the second season, I was like, well, I mean, I like other people will cover it, and I couldn't stop.
Yeah,
and I think I figured out why. It's I want to know the answers to the questions, but also it's this is even more than Stranger Things. This is the 80s TV show. Like, the way that the kids treat adults this is nostalgia. Like, this elephant guy, like undoing his rope so he could
drop down and take down 2 guards.
Take down like that's the 80s.
We could rank. Maybe we should next. We could rank the animal kids because they're not all equal, right? Like some I love to watch, and some
there's Turtle Kid, dropping a flashlight and almost getting everyone murdered.
And Skunk Kid is always like, "Oh, you didn't need this? Too bad.
I'm gonna fart in your fucking face. Open wide, bitch."
Why is he so mean about it?
He's really
and then,
on his
of course,
catchphrase.
all of our favorite is Bobby.
Yes!
That's not all of our favorite, but
Bobby.
He's horrifying. And Caddyshack, I don't want to watch Caddyshack 3. But I will say, watching episodes 6 and 7 back to back, when that tank came up, I knew who was driving it. And I was very ready for Bobby to pop out and just be like, Caddyshack 3. And it happened, and I was excited.
I loved it. I fucking loved that moment. Bobby, I'm going to get a tattoo of I love Bobby.
Bobby's so fucking, I love it.
He's so ugly, he's cute.
You just want to shove him up your butt.
I just want to shove him up my fat butt.
Christ. Well, I
want to. You guys make me say. I
want a normal podcast where we can bring up Richard Gere every week and talk about his works and not how he wants to shove Bobby up his asshole. I'd have Bobby run around and make him come.
Put Bobby right up my Chester P. Runk. Trying to figure out what to ask next. What did you
So,
guys
Cassie-
was it hilariously bad how terrible the animal army was at fighting General Abbott?
No, I mean, like, I thought that before we saw them. I was like, Bear was like, all right, we have the animal army surrounding Abbott, so, like, Abbott's probably dead. What the fuck, dude? Those kids are so And then, what's her name? Tiger?
Yeah.
Is on the phone to Bear. So, like, if we don't have to signal even more, hey, Bear, talk to your sister. I can't wait to meet her. I know I will soon. I know I will do all of these things very soon. You're so dead.
It's what if a whole bunch of Rufios all fought Hook? Just got ganked.
But yeah, like, I am excited for, like, I've never been excited for a finale in one of these Netflix shows, you know? Like, I do think that it's all building to something. And that 6th episode where they had hired the Mercs and the planes were flying in, that was legit action. Like, that was exciting.
I thought it was crazy because they got him out, quote unquote, with a chemical bomb. They got all of Abbott's people out of the zoo. And then when Abbott finds out that it wasn't actually flowers that they dropped in there, it was plastic flowers.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. It got me. And then Abbott shooting down the planes too. I was like, this is like, there was so much to it. It was action, but then there was also like the emotions of Abbott just being a crazy, like,
That's the thing is that
two-dimensional character that, like,
we talk a lot of shit on Abbott's performance and how it's not great, but like Abbott saying, no matter what, I will forego my entire empire to get revenge on these people. That makes him more interesting, you know? Like, he is...
Because his second in command, not his brother, the girl that is like basically second in command, she goes, we can go to Evergreen and live there. We don't need this structure
Hey,
anymore.
Abbott,
We
why
don't
don't you
need the
fucking
zoo.
calm down a little bit?
Yeah, we can leave the zoo and they can have it because we have everything and we can move to Evergreen. He's
yeah,
like,
he just-
no, I will not. We are protecting this because they want it. And it was good. It was good shit. I like it.
And in the meantime, Jeopard finds Sweet Tooth and they hug and...
Oh, it was great. It's very cute.
Jeopard's getting his ass kicked, but then he sees Gus, so he fights harder. Come on.
Yeah, he was about to get stabbed to death, and he was like, no, he's looking at me. I cannot get stabbed. I must stab back.
It was everything good about Sweet Tooth, where Jeopard is he's fighting for his life in a literal knife fight, and Gus is just like running around like in a Scooby Doo, where two of the guys are chasing him but never catching him. Like, it was such a good smash of two different tones.
It's Mary Janing. Can't get through this? Think about Mary Jane. Now you can get through this.
Should we go to Moments of the Week?
Yes.
Ryan, what's yours?
It's absolutely the elephant looking like he's going to sacrifice himself, but really he's just going to fucking butt bomb two guards. It's amazing.
Mike, do you got the same one? He said, obviously.
Obviously, it's Bobby in the tank.
Oh, I was going to do Bobby.
It's Bobby.
Bobby.
Who you? Bobby.
You guys are monsters for liking Bobby, but all right, you can have this moment
No,
of the
for
week.
real. It's like you think he looks cute, and then he pops his head up, and he's like, "I'm Bobby." He's horrifying.
I love that.
Fucked up voice, look, everything about
Plus,
him.
with like the practical head, but the CGI eyes with
Yeah.
the voice head. No, he's horrifying.
It's his little shoes that he has and his little overalls. He's so fucked and I love him.
God, he's the worst. Sweet Tooth is on Netflix. You should watch the finale with us next week. Coming up next, it is Fear the Walking Dead.
This week on Fear the Walking Dead, Moe's hunt to prove Padre's true intentions has her in over her head as she's drawn into a larger web of secrets. Taste buds, I ask you this. What's your biggest secret?
I've never learned how to read.
That's everyone
We
knows
know
that
that.
shit, bro.
I just I just want everyone to know in case they forgot.
All right, my biggest secret: I know how to read too good.
Whoa.
He's a good reading boy. He's
Yeah.
always gotten stickers, gold stars about reading.
Do you know how many fucking like Pizza Hut pizzas I've had because of my reading?
Because of your exceptional reading.
Yeah, I'm a good reader.
I'll
I'm
never
sorry.
know that life. I'm sorry for myself
She's
because
never
I'll
had a
never know
pizza.
it. Caitlin, it's your time to share.
I have 3 toes. And that's it.
You
thought you were gonna
fucked
say I
up
have
monster.
three
In your drawer.
I have three secrets, and you.
I was gonna go, but no, we can move on.
Yeah,
No, that's what I was gonna make sure you were gonna go. So
Actually, I would prefer Mike not to go.
no, I just kind of like I need to know.
I was at my sister's wedding, and I was trying to get it fixed. So I talked to one of the catering kids, and then like we were partying, and I was driving because he was too fucked up, but he said he knew where to get more. No.
He's doing it.
And so we were
I'm
driving
gonna flip him off with my three toes. You
down
think
a
they'll see?
road, and I lost control of the car, and it went into the water, and he died. And I know it wasn't like really my fault, but I feel like it was my fault.
It was your fault.
It was absolutely
It was
Yeah.
100%
Yeah.
your fault.
you did a murder. You're a murderer.
I mean, we
You killed a person. You're a murderer.
You're a murderer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what's up with
Will
that.
Daddy love me?
Did Daddy ever love you?
I don't think so.
Well, while you're in that spiral, we'll keep going. Fear the Walking Dead is Sundays on AMC. Our next show is Superman and Lois. On this week of Superman and Lois, we learned that Clark sold his baseball card collection for a dress for Lois to wear at an award ceremony while they were engaged. Lois wants to donate it now that she can't feel beautiful anymore with her upcoming double mastectomy. Meanwhile, Bruno Mannheim throws everything at John Irons and the DoD since they are keeping him from his dying wife, Pia. Tastebuds, I ask you this. Do you think Mateo will join the family business?
So Mateo is Pia and Bruno Mannheim's son, and he's like pissed at his dad because they obviously had to split him and Nat up because they're on opposite sides, like Romeo and Juliet kind of shit. And then Bruno's like, let me show you my lair, and shows basically Mateo everything.
Oh, dang.
So he shows him the what's it called? Bizarro Superman that he has just like
Oh, dang.
in
Chilling.
his lair. Yeah, just chilling. And he's like, is that Superman? He's like, nah, it's the reverse one.
Bitch.
And he's like, this is how we're going to save your mom. And the whole episode, it just brings back like why Superman is Superman and how he has like humanity in him and how John Irons and everyone else just doesn't have it. Because Clark and Superman, he wants to give John Irons and his son the moment with their mom as she's dying, because she has cancer and like she's Pia. They know she is the screaming person, but they want to give the family the moment, or Superman wants to. But the DoD and John Irons are like, no, we need to use her as leverage in order to get John Irons.
You mean
And
Bruno
it's like
Mannheim.
Bruno Mannheim. And man, it's pretty fucked. And I'm like, oh,
Dang.
there's a lot right here. And then I'm thinking Mateo is going to go to the good side because he just didn't know what was going on with his parents. And I feel like he's going to take his dad down. I think that's how it will take down Bruno. But I think the best part of this whole episode was the whole Superman or the Clark and Lois thing, which she doesn't feel beautiful right now because she's about to have this double mastectomy, and like Lana and her have like a heart to heart like about it, and she's like, and it's very adorable. And then her and Clark relive like a moment they had together with that red dress. And they just hover in the end and just like,
Hovering will always get you.
God, it always gets me because they hovered for like 5 minutes at the end. They hovered for so long and they just went up because you get this whole story of this dress, how he saved up all like his baseball cards, his favorite baseball card collection, and he sold it for this dress for her so she can feel special on a day.
That's the stuff that only Superman and Lois is bringing. Like
Yeah,
that
it was
type
so
of level
good.
stuff.
And that's
Yeah.
why if Gotham Knights sticks around and this gets cut, what the
I
shit?
swear.
swear to God.
I swear, bro.
I will find, I don't even remember the name of the Tristan. What's the main character of Gotham Knights? I don't even know.
No,
He sucks
fuck if I
ass.
know.
Tristan
Trayden?
Hayden Thornton? I don't know.
Trayden?
All the reports say that,
Treason?
like, we have never had so many people watch Superman and Lois. Like, there's so many people watching it. But Gotham Knights is the cheapest show that we've ever made.
It's the worst. Do you got a moment of the week?
Of course, it's the hovering. It's the hovering
Obviously,
moment
of
at the
course.
very end. Because it's like throughout the whole thing, it's just like Clark having to deal with like his wife has cancer. She's going to beat cancer, which is so cool. But now she has to go through this horrible surgery.
So cool.
So cool.
So cool.
Like,
rad.
yay, good. Yay, we're happy for that. But also she has to go through the surgery that she's scared that she's going to end up like this while also trying to fight for the bad guy's family just so that they have their moment because he knows what they're going through.
Yeah.
And then they get their fun moment at the end. It's just such a good show, guys. You need to
so
watch
good.
it.
Hey, I brought you this balloon. It says you beat cancer. It's so cool.
So cool. So cool. It actually, the balloon just says so cool.
Oh, I know what that means. Having beat cancer, I know what that means.
Superman and Lois is Tuesdays on the CW. Our next show is Gotham Knights.
After one of their own is captured by the Court of Hells, the Knights find themselves in a race against the clock. Stephanie and Harper work together to locate a crucial piece of material that could save their team. Taste Buds, I ask you this. Is Gotham Knights better than Superman and Lois?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Yeah, obviously.
On
For
every
sure,
metric.
Yes. I don't know all the Knights.
Also,
If we-
I remembered his name. It's Harper.
Aye.
Maybe.
If there's something that we had to find to save Mike,
Yeah.
some secret thing, what would that be? Like Mike is captured.
Uh-huh.
He's about to die. What secret thing would we have to find?
The dinosaur that's in Amber, the dinosaur DNA in Amber.
Dinosaur
Dino
DNA?
DNA.
Dino DNA! I think that's right, Caitlin.
I know
Caitlin
it
gets
is.
a point.
Yes.
Point to Caitlin. Gotham Knights is Tuesdays on the CW. Our final show is American Born Chinese. On the premiere of American Born Chinese, we are introduced to Jin Wang, a Chinese kid trying to find his way in a high school full of a bunch of white folks. His plan to try and pivot to being a sports kid gets turned around when transfer student Wei Chin, who is actually the son of the Monkey King, comes to their world and starts to become his friend. Taste Buds, I ask you this. After just this one episode, do you feel like this show has the potential to be one of the best shows we have covered on this podcast?
Yes, I do,
Yes.
Cassie.
I think it's going to be a great one, but there's Superman and Lois on here still. And
I-
we did review Smallville also. So
But the thing
I
about
mean,
Superman and Lois is that, like, I have no choice, right? Like, I have to wait for next week for the CW to give me this episode. Disney Plus gave us all these, and I had to
know.
fucking stop.
Yeah, I pretended they didn't. I turned that shit off immediately because it was so hard too. What a funny, smart, like hits all ages show this is. The opening when it's just in the realm of the Monkey King, I was like, "This is dope. This is cool." Like the wuxia type of fighting that the king chasing after the prince, and I was like, "Surely our main character will be like reading this book, I guess, and that's cool." No, we get to see more of that, but now it's
They're
in
in
the world.
that. They're in that. But did you guys, when it went back to the Monkey King, after the big opening, when it went back to the Monkey King, did you guys do what my wife did, which was like, "Oh yeah, here we go, monkey stuff."
Like because she forgot. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Because you get this like huge thing of like a bunch of animal transformations and a big chase, and then high school.
But the high school stuff is so compelling. Like they've captured what Jin is going through so much.
And it's like the shit we love. It's the minutia of like fucking high school and how terrible it is, but they do it so well. Like these are real high school kids. You see them being shitty and fake. Like it's fucking high school.
The mom, I would say, is smaller than like as far as volume goes than the Ms. Marvel mom, but still sticks in your craw so much as like, did you wear clean underwear? Like, why are you asking? Like, what the fuck would possess you to ask me?
it's like I
that
can't
shit?
change them now, anyways.
Yeah. So like,
And like, of course, yes. Like, no. And then like to follow it up with, well, I see them in the hamper sometimes. Like,
that's
where
where
they go.
dirty clothes go.
Yeah. If you didn't, then there would be a problem.
But then, like, nailing how the fights go, you know, like, there's no amount of headphones I can put on that are, like, they can make me drown out the fucking parent fights that I always have to hear night in, night out. The demasculating of my dad, the pressures that are on my mom. That's all here in this comedy that we're watching on Disney Plus.
yeah.
Adorable high school flirting of the girl Amelia being like, "All right, hot stuff," and he's like, "What?" And then is embarrassed because there's a pepper with hot stuff on it. And then like,
Yes.
their banter about his whole collection of hot stuff sweaters was delightful to watch.
Oh, that was like, I bought 8, but that's a collection, so no, you cannot have any. By the way, your guys' Christmas presents have already been ordered. We're all getting hot stuff hoodies.
Yes.
I was on the mom's team. The pepper is cute.
Yes. I just didn't like how it was a white jacket that's going to get so dirty.
Yeah, that's gonna be rough, but I'm in for it. I can't wait for this gift. And then we do have like So we get introduced to this kid, and it became obvious that this is I didn't know the Monkey King. I didn't know that was his son when we first got introduced, but I knew he was going to be this kid that like dropped into the real world. But still, the payoff of that reveal, so good.
Now, I have to applaud the show, this first episode, for like really slowly going through it. Like, what's the main character's name?
Jin?
Jin is looking up at the sky, and the clouds are a little spirally.
Yeah.
What is that? Is there something weird going on? And then when we finally find out that, like, oh shit, this is the Monkey King's son. In the comic book, he is a very tiny, very Asian, like jokily Asian person. And this guy is a tall drink of water, messed up hair, very handsome.
I remember us talking about like how are they going to do the character of Wei Chen, because it's such a literal caricature in the comic, and I do think they did it perfectly. He is tall, he's very handsome, he has messy hair, but he is if it's these group of rich white kids would totally make fun of him for having a dope robot shirt.
What are you, different?
Yeah. Oh, you.
And then there's one kid. I know that Greg is the ultimate bad guy, but we meet a lot of other kids, a lot of other jocks. But there's one jock in particular that the lead character goes in and fights for a soccer ball. Yeah. He's got the most punchable face and the most punchable hair that I've ever seen on television.
Good casting on him. And he is to a T of the they have so many different kinds of pieces of shit sports kids, right? But to a T, he's the one who hides behind it. I was joking. What?
Yeah.
And everything he says was saying
I'm just asking questions.
Shit.
I'm out here asking questions.
Yeah. As soon as we were introduced to him and he was talking about his stepdad, Steven, or something with the back tat, I was like, I know I should, like, I want to fucking punch you. Like, I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
Because what it is like, my stepdad thinks he's being genuine, and I'm going to hate him for it, you know? Like, I'm going to hate him for this thing he did.
But I do love, fucking Wei Shin at the lunch table, like just calling them out, like you laughing at me, like screaming at them, like not giving a fuck.
They were 9 tables away, and he was like, "What? That was prison rules."
The perfect parallel moment to Jin coming in and being like, "Where am I going to sit today?" And him just, Jin over here, wide open.
I got us a seat.
Right here.
His follow-up of like, this actor is so good. I'm just like, can you see me? I was like, I love this guy.
You know what? That term parallel moment is like why I think this is one of the best first episodes of all time. Like, I don't know mangas 4 through 7 of this series. I don't know the 4th scroll of these 3 like. Everything is bookending itself. Like, everything is coming back together. Like, this is a kind of, like, perfect episode.
It's tight. It's smartly written. The extraneous characters. Look, sure, there's going to be a science teacher and a principal, but you know what you do? You get heavy hitters like Brian Husky, and the principal she was one of like the humanists from iZombie, and her just, for no reason, like for the show doesn't need this, we don't need it for the plot or anything, her clear hatred of the science teacher is so fucking funny.
Brian Husky apologizing for like everything he does, and then the principal, who was also a big boss in Superstore.
Yeah,
she is like an all-time home run hitter. You bring her in,
Jennifer Irwin.
And Brian Husky's like, all right, everybody, put your hands together for the principal. And she's like, what? Why? She kills this episode.
And this all, like, we have such great character moments, story, everything. And then at the end, we get this fucking fight scene that I didn't know a Disney Plus show could fucking pull off. So rad.
So what I want to ask you guys that didn't read the comic, does this feel organic?
Yeah.
Or does this feel like Disney, we have to add the Marvel fight at the end?
I didn't feel that at all. It felt very much like what it should be. Like, we're kind of like in a manga. Like, it was just like this dramatic ass moment with an epic battle at the end. It was just like perfect.
Yeah, a great blend.
The staff fighting was legit.
Yes.
Like, I love how at the beginning, I mean, he takes the staff and he doesn't know how to wield it correctly, so he gets like blown away with it. And obviously he has to have been on like Earth or wherever they are right now for a while training. And you could see his training has paid off because he's like fucking whipping that shit around and like ready to be like, Daddy, I've trained.
I do staff now.
I do staff now. Staff is mine.
And also, how does the main character fight his parents? He just runs out and says, "Shut the fuck up."
Woo!
And they have to. But then we have this other character who's like, "Hey, Dad, what are you, a warrior? We're going to fucking fight to the death and we're going to go." To the point where I'm going to keep the staff and I'm going to jam it in my ear. And that, guys, that's what I ultimately want to do is just jam more things in my ear.
I have so many problems with that.
What's in your ears right now, Caitlin?
There's like hamsters.
Caitlin, how many crayons are in your ear right now?
Richard get ear over here.
All right, let's go. It's getting a slow clap from Mike. He's championing you. Let's go to moments of the week. Ryan, what do you got?
Oh, man. I am going to say that in the last 15 minutes of the show, they explain the entire show. Mm-hmm. I'll just leave it there.
That whole 15 minutes?
Well, yeah, I don't want to pick it out. I want you guys. I'm so excited to talk about this show.
Yeah, it's real good. Mike, what's your moment of the week?
What an element we haven't talked about is this reoccurring bit of Ki Huy Kwan, who was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. And he's resurging his career. He plays an actor from an old 90s shitty racist sitcom, and the kids are getting into it. And there's a moment, and so we see different clips in different moments, but there's a moment where two girls are at their locker laughing at it, but then one is just like, "You gotta turn this shit off." I know, I was just like, because Jin is at his locker, and her friend's like, "What?" And she's like, "It's problematic." And just so like how different ways white people can be shitty, and then Jin feeling like he needs to be like, no, yeah, it's pretty funny.
It's problematic because Jin is standing right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the one was like, "No, it's ironic, right?" Like to go to him.
You
and
have
be
to
like,
say
back
it,
up.
right?
Like,
You're like, you have to say it's ironic, right?
That moment, I was just like, this is wild how hard hitting this mystical and funny show is also at the same time.
Also, I don't want to say how much I laughed at him getting his fan, like the fan hit on his head. But that was fucking funny. But then also the main character getting smashed into the glass, and then that was also very funny.
The moment that happened, I was like, "This is gonna be turned into a meme."
It's so memeable.
This is so memeable. And they did it, and it was good. High schoolers, man.
Fucking high schoolers. Caitlin, what's your moment of the week?
My moment is obviously going to be the awesome bow staff moments we have in the hallway. It's so fucking cool, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen next, because I'm like, I know we're getting more.
Yeah.
Caitlin's a big lightsaber person, so anytime you take a little thing and you turn it into a big thing, it's a sword. Yeah.
Look at that go!
It's going to get her. My moment of the week is, we talked about it, but it was when he was calling him over to the table and just this fucking delightful human being just screaming at, "I found a table, come sit with me." Because God, that's how you know it's a good friend. That's a homie you want to spend time with.
He's cool, but like also
so cringe.
Hey, you're talking to the person that I know that you were nervous about, like the girl that you like. We're also wearing the same jacket at the same time, right?
I love him. It's all perfect. It's on Disney Plus. Watch it week by week with us, so we have people to do this with. That is it for the pull list, guys, which means it's it for the show.
Also, Cass, you're gonna make me leave, right?
I can't determine right now. I'll get a census. Do you guys want to get off, Mike? Or?
No, yeah, I will. But I just want to say, like, when you have to fight your dad, go the fuck off like that kid did.
Oh, hell yeah.
When it's time to fight your dad, you fucking do it.
Before you go off, scare him by saying, "I've been waiting for this for a long time." That's going to get
so badass, dude. Because you know what, guys? 55% of the time, your dad's a pussy. So like, he's going to be scared of that shit.
Wow, I can't wait. I'm going to fight my dad right after this.
Everyone fight your dad.
We're going to have footage of Caitlin with a lightsaber very soon.
All right, well, you guys have to go off to fight your dad, so I will ask you to get off mic. Ryan, of course, I'm going to ask you to leave first. So, and I do have on here, I believe I got a Johnny Walker coming in to tell me about another show on the network. Johnny Walker, I heard you listen to podcasts. Can you tell me about one?
I don't listen to fucking podcasts.
No, I got specifically here that you do listen to podcasts.
I never fucking listen to it. What is podcasts? Whiskey?
Podcasts is almost like whiskey.
Podcasts whiskey?
It's whiskey adjacent, I would say. It's like smooth in your ears.
I don't pour whiskey in my ears.
You pour it
In.
Uh-huh.
In my butt.
Yeah. Yeah, Johnny Walker does.
I'll never listen to a podcast. Podcasts are all about, what's your opinion? Here's mine. Whereas whiskey is all about, what's my opinion? Here's yours.
It almost got too deep for me, Johnny Walker. Like, I wasn't ready for you to get so philosophical.
Well, right now you're talking to Johnny Walker Blue.
The fancy, yes.
And no, if I could, just for a minute, become Johnny Walker Gold. And now I'm Johnny Walker Gold. This is how I talk.
Johnny Walker Gold, do
Yes.
you listen to podcasts?
I would never listen to a podcast.
Oh, fuck.
My servants listen to podcasts, and I piss in their ears and shit in their nose.
God, the Walkers are into some weird shit. Do we got another Johnny Walker? I kept trying to remember the other labels.
Johnny Walker Green? Do you want to talk to him?
Yeah, please bring on Green.
I'm Johnny Walker Green. Now I'd never listen to a podcast.
Do we happen to have any Walkers here who like listen to podcasts? Do you got like a nerdy brother who?
I'm Johnny Walker Plaid. And I love podcasts.
Perfect. Can you tell me about one on our network?
What? Of course I could. I was Johnny Walker Plaid. My perfect podcast is Superhero Show. You can get that anywhere you look at podcasts.
That's right. Anywhere you look at them. Do you listen to another one by chance?
Of course, movie of the year.
That's
on podcast. I go to podcast.com and I'm like, I go to podcast.com//backslash// your pop filter.
You're putting in too much work. I just simply got to tell
Pudding.
you.
Did you say pudding?
Yeah.
I love pudding.
That tracks for you.
I only eat one type of food, and it's pudding flavored.
That's surprising. Do you put it in your ear or your butt? I'm picking up a theme here with your family, and I just need to know right now.
I take 1 spoon of pudding and put it in my ear, and 1 spoon of pudding and put it in my butt.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you for asking. I wasn't going to mention that, but you brought it up.
It's just kind of the investigating style I'm into.
No, you're an incredible journalist.
Yeah, thank you. Well, thank you to the whole Johnny Walker family here. I do also have Jason Speedwalker here to tell me about some websites. And Mike, I'm going to ask you to get off mic so I can bring on Jason Speedwalker.
Hey there. You're so fucking ugly. I'm Jason Speedwalker.
Sorry, what was that first part you kind of came on mic and said?
No, sorry, just doing vocal warm-ups.
Oh, that's how you kind of get ready.
Get ready and get it ready for on mic. And yes, before you ask, I am a very fast speed walker. That's nothing to do with how fast I talk.
Yeah, that kind of threw me. I kind of expected they would go hand in hand. Like if you get into speed walking, I figured you're like a fast person all around. But
he's a speed walker. He must, of course, talk like a chipmunk. Is that what you want? Am I a joke to you, Cassandra?
Oh, damn,
bring
you
me
brought out my
on
full
here
name.
to
Oh, no.
make fun of me just because I walk fast. You think I do everything fast? You're
No,
a
I didn't
fucking
mean to-
joke.
I didn't mean to insult you here. I was letting you know like what I was thinking and maybe the audience was thinking. So I apologize for that. This is
I'm
your space
sorry
though.
that I'm not here to spoon feed everything your audience might want just because they want it like little babies watch the airplane. Here comes your expectations. That's not real life.
I'm not gonna lie, Speedwalker is a bit more of a bummer than I thought.
Oh, you think I'm not speed walking away from my demons?
Go ahead and list what one of those demons might be. What's motivating you the most these days?
Hey, Cassie, I'm so sorry. Can I run back up?
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
I'm so sorry. Speedwalker, what's his name?
Jason Speedwalker.
Jason Speedwalker. Listen to 2 of those demons. Anyway, I'm out. Cassie, thank you so much for having me back.
You want
Bye, everybody.
2 of my demons?
Yeah, he said you can listen to 2 of them, but if you want to list one of them here, like your main motivator.
My main motivator
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
my daddy said there's no amount of speed I could walk that would make him love me.
Oh, you know what, Jason Speedwalker, we've all been there, and you're welcome here. I want you to know. Do you happen to go to any websites in between speed walking that you might want to share?
I love websites.
Fuck
People
yeah, dude.
say that nobody goes to websites anymore.
People be on websites.
People, we go. In these
Yeah.
streets, we're going to websites. Oh, we are. I like popfilter.co. You can
a
get
good one.
everything these fine folk put out there. You throw a /Amazon on there. That's how you speed walking. Talk about speed shopping.
Oh, this guy.
/Amazon. You want a little extra tent? Patreon.com/yourpopfilter. Do you want to get your podcast with a little diddly-do graphic you could watch bubble in and out with their voices? YouTube it. That's a website at
Hell
Pop
yeah.
Filter Co. on YouTube.
Those are all- These are all great websites. You really came to life when talking about websites. You were a real fun guy when it came to websites.
Like to do some research at wikipedia.com.
Good one.
I'm partial to WikiHow. They
Ooh.
have images. You want to
They're
learn how to do
fun.
CPR, but you don't want to watch a video? WikiHow it.
And that's one for free. WikiHow it.
That's one for free.
Thank you, Jason Speedwalker, for your time. I know you're a busy man, so I'll leave you to it. I do also have, I'll just ask Caitlin to leave here, and I'm going to bring on Jackie Runner to tell me about social media.
I just got it.
Hello.
Hey, Jackie.
Hi. You caught me
I caught you doing what?
running.
I feel like you always be running.
That's me.
How quick you running a mile these days?
2.
2 whole, huh?
Yeah.
Damn. That's good shit.
I like going around.
The track?
No.
The world?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Jackie Runner, how many marathons have you run?
Many.
Hell yeah. That's I'm having a great time with you.
Thank you.
I know you're always running here, but do you by chance get some downtime? Are you on social media when you're not running?
I try to run away from that sometimes.
It could take up a lot of time. You do got to run away from it.
I did see social media on a billboard one time when I ran.
You saw social media on a billboard.
That's how it works.
Okay. Did you happen to see a certain social media on that billboard that you would like to share with the world?
I was running too fast.
You just couldn't read it. It's just too quick.
I might have been able to read it.
If you slowed down or you
Yeah.
just can't read?
Both.
I feel you. I can never learn how to read either. It's okay.
But I do like pictures, and I found them on this thing called Instagram.
Hell yeah, that's one.
My favorite pictures are at your pop filter.
It's a good one. Everyone follow that. We also got an email. It's contact@popfilter.co. Send us your questions, your comments, your character ideas. Send them over to us. I mean our guests, not our character ideas. If you have a guest you want on, send those over to us. Next week we got a big episode because we are going to be covering Sweet Tooth Season 2 and, of course, more of American Born Chinese. So be sure to tune in for that one. For Mike, I'm Ryan. For Ryan, I'm Mike. For me, I am me. And for Caitlin, I am me. Bye, everyone.
On this break, should we talk to Caitlin about Richard Gere?
It's time she knows.